It's up. Okay. All right, everybody, welcome to this afternoon's game. As the week has progressed, we've now moved into the playoff brackets of the 2026 Canadian National Ringette Championships, and this is the consolation side, which will have Team Saskatchewan meeting Team New Brunswick once again. New Brunswick successful in the first matchup. Winner of this game, I believe, will move on further into the consolation side for a game tomorrow at 9 o'clock, if I'm not mistaken. And loser of the game, unfortunately, will be eliminated from the competition. My name's Jeff. I've been here with you all week. If I'm an octave or two lower, I took a couple games off. Got a little bit of a cold here, so bear with me as we make it through the game. As I'd mentioned, Team Saskatchewan wearing green. They will be the visiting team, and Team New Brunswick in white, they'll be the home team. Three-minute warm-up about to commence. They haven't started the time on the warm-up yet, but the refs are on the ice, and that usually indicates the start time for the warm-up. There is another game happening just across the way here at the Tony Graham Recreational Center. I believe it's another U16 AA game that has the undefeated so far Edmonton Elite, and they'll be playing I believe it's the West Ottawa Wild. I think that game has started, and if I have my home and away teams right, looks like the Edmonton Elite are up 1-0. There's 1:29 left in the first period of that game. The countdown has started on the warm-up, 2 minutes to the start of the game here. A long week for these athletes. It's been not something that most teams are accustomed to as a tournament of this length, and the time change from out west to east is affecting myself, I'll tell you that. Basically a full tournament, and then into the playoff rounds, it's like you're starting a whole nother tournament. Both teams could potentially play 3 games today and 1 tomorrow, so it's an additional 4 games, close to 9 games, maybe even 10 games. Kudos to all the athletes for battling through all the games. Physical game, no hitting involved obviously in Ringette, but the physicality of the game and at the speed they play. The girls are battling through. All right. With that whistle, the teams will gather in front of their goaltenders and give one cheer for the game here, and I hope everybody enjoys. The weather here has been a mix of sun, ice pellets on the way to the rink today. A little bit of rain. All right, the visiting team will get the start with the ring. Out there for Saskatchewan is Colquhoun, and on the defensive side, Mokri and Watson. The forwards out there for Team Saskatchewan is Cheke and Kozan. Kozan here has the ring. She'll take it in behind the net. Cycle around, maybe look for a pass, cuts inside, gonna look to shoot, checked off the ring right away. Nice quick shot off the rebound there by Cheke. Lauren Cheke, oh, Colquhoun was going to set a pick. Cheke went for the pass. Good pressure there by Cheke behind the net. That goes off the side of the net, picked up by New Brunswick. Up into the neutral zone here. That's number 2, LeBlanc. Kozan guarding LeBlanc in the neutral zone. Good check. LeBlanc kicks it into the zone. Pass to the post. Shot, and the first goal goes to New Brunswick on a one-time pass to Wall. So a quick start here for New Brunswick, getting on the board within the first 2 minutes and 50 seconds. Ottenbreit slides it over to Colquhoun. Big pressure right away here by Team New Brunswick. Over to Pickering. She's going to slide a support pass over to Colquhoun. Colquhoun up to Wasakase. Wasakase is knocked down. She's looking for an outlet pass. Pickering will jump in there. Battle here just across the blue line. 2 on checking. New Brunswick able to move it into the neutral zone. Ottenbreit. This is Robichaud, number 9. Being guarded there. Nice pass across, intended for number 11, one of the captains. Pass in front, Robichaud, another pass, another nice post pass, 7 on the shot clock. Shot right on and saved by Niekamp. Niekamp gets it over to Colquhoun. Colquhoun slides it up to Pickering. Pickering tries to hit Wasakase, that's intercepted. Streaking into the other end here. Here's Duguay, number 32 in white. Pass across to 77 LeBlanc, 14 on the shot clock. Shot attempt, picked up. That will be a tripping call here coming against Price on Seymour. So that'll come all the way to the New Brunswick end, and Welder will start with the ring for the offensive free pass. Welder passes to Colquhoun, and she'll take it in behind the net. Colquhoun now into the middle, looking for a pass. Would have liked to have seen a nice classic Colquhoun backhand there. Seymour tries to pass right in front to Welder. Colquhoun into the corner, and now Welder will chase the ring. Good pickup in the neutral zone here. LeBlanc falls, and Watson will chase. Lauren Ottenbreit out there, and Nayla Colquhoun at center. LeBlanc passes to LeBlanc. 7 on the shot clock, 1 in front. Wall. Good shutdown defense being displayed there by Saskatchewan, and New Brunswick gets the reset. Watson unable to stab it, and it's stolen by Wall. Here's Wall. Goes for the fake pass, cuts through the middle, shut down there by Watson. Watson's able to get it up to Welder. Welder just can't stab it. collision between Welder and Watson. Into the Team Saskatchewan zone wall, just sends one over the net. Colhoun gathers that up, uses the referee as a bit of a screen. Gets it up to Ottenbreit. Ottenbreit with a one-handed grab, tries to force a pass that's easily picked off by New Brunswick. But good pressure coming off the bench there from Ottenbreit. Nice steal there by Team Saskatchewan. This is Torrin Ottenbreit. She's pushed outside the Ringette line. She gets hauled down, and that's going to be another penalty. So a 3-on-2 opportunity here for 20 seconds coming to Team Saskatchewan. Ottenbreit to Welder. Welder with a shot on a sharp angle and a nice save. 11 seconds still left on the 3-on-2. Another opportunity to shoot here. Ottenbreit tries to force one through, gets it inside, shoots, and a nice save. 3 seconds left in the 3-on-2. Ottenbreit maybe going to go for another opportunity. In comes the New Brunswick player on the 3-on-3 now. Sorry, here's Cheke with a shot. Sings one just over the crossbar. Tied up behind the net. And that'll be Saskatchewan Rink. So Ottenbreit with it. Out there with Wasakase and Kozan. This is Kozan with the ring, will fake the drop, get it outside, turns it over to New Brunswick on a late pass. That's going to get picked off here by Priya Colhoun. Priya now, short pass into Kozan. 5:19 left here in the first quarter. Kozan across to Wasakase. Wasakase with a shot, that was off a New Brunswick player. 50 seconds remaining in the penalty to New Brunswick. Colhoun will chase that into the boards against Duguay. Duguay tries to get it up. She does. That's a penalty coming to Colhoun. On that body contact of the slap. All right, this is one of the many LeBlancs on the New Brunswick team. 77 and number 2 for sure. Shot right on. That gets in through to kneecap. Seymour turns the other way, sees the trouble coming. Gets it across. Nice pickup here by Ottenbreit. Up to Watson. Watson, double dangle. Backhand shot, gets a reset, and now battles for it behind the net. Nice steal coming in there from Maurer. Paige Maurer drops it for Colhoun. Colhoun with a blast off the goalie. And another reset. Maurer again. She'll take it in behind the net. 20 seconds on the shot clock. Drops for Colhoun. Maurer is going to head off for a line change. This is Colhoun. Goes for the drop to Welder. Welder has 10 seconds. Has a little bit more time. Slides it through the crease. Goalie smart not to touch it. Reset granted. Battle on the sideboards, and New Brunswick comes out with it. In the middle, there's Mokri. Colhoun falls. Is able to get herself in front of the player to prevent her from grabbing the ring on a free break there. There's Duguay to Price. 10 on the shot clock. Drops to LeBlanc. LeBlanc, a 3-point shot picked off by Ross. Ross has it. Brenna gets it up to Mokri. Mokri stops, looking for an option. Puts Colhoun in a foot race into the corner, battle behind the net. Good check in there by Colhoun. Nice support coming in here from Welder. Welder comes across, no call there on the play. 4 in was the call on New Brunswick. With 8 seconds to go in the penalty to Saskatchewan. I may have said that was to New Brunswick earlier. My apologies. Okay, so we've got Cheke out there. Kozan. Watson's going to go in for a change. Over to Cheke. Cheke with a blast. Nice save there. Oh, by the New Brunswick goalie. Almost puts it in her own crease. Nice hustle to chase it behind the net there by Kozan. And New Brunswick doing well, moving it from zone to zone. 15 on the shot clock here for New Brunswick. 2:31 left in the first period. They try and force a pass through. That's into the feet of Ottenbreit. She's able to get up. Shot off a couple bodies, and that will be a shot clock violation. Niekamp to Ottenbreit. Ottenbreit, support pass up. And I think a penalty is coming here to Ottenbreit. Two minutes for tripping. Not the way that Team Saskatchewan wants to start this game off, with some penalty trouble. They're going to want to look to clean that up real quick. This is Robichaud on the free pass. Here's number 11. Behind the net. Stop and go the other way. Pass right in front to Robichaud. Nice pass to the post and just in the crease. Nice little play there by New Brunswick. So the defense got to be very aware here now of the post pass. I'm sure the coaches will be instructing their players on that. That ring pops up into the air, and it's going to get gathered up here by Wasakase. Wasakase in. She gets spun around on a hip check. Good job by New Brunswick using their stick to steer the player off the ring. Tough angles here at the Tony Graham for the cameraman. Wasakase unable to possess the ring to get it out. Battle on the sideboards here right in front of the camera. I think that'll be going New Brunswick's direction. So a possession here for New Brunswick in Saskatchewan's end with mid-11 here, a minute left. Another penalty. Oh, I didn't even catch that. So a 3-on-2 here for a full 101. Mokri and Ross out there to defend. Lots of active movement here from the defense. There's that cross. There's that post pass I was speaking of earlier. Ross is going to be able to get it down and kill off some of that penalty. Ross. Sorry, that's Maurer chasing. Mokri in there. Good check there. Nice support. LeBlanc, nobody in on the free player. Pass up top. Jacob. Ooh, that one slid right through the middle of the crease. Stick in the way there. Mokri without a stick. I think she has to get off the ice. Newt Colhoun can go in. 3-on-1. Not ideal. Big miscommunication there for Team Saskatchewan and New Brunswick. will go up 2-0. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the rule in Ringette, you cannot be an active player if you drop your stick. So I think Kate was instructed to get out of the zone, but she would have had to have waited for Colhoun to come in, and by then it was too late. Colhoun. Neela passes to her sister Priya. 1 second left here. That'll end the first quarter. So as I'd mentioned earlier, penalty trouble, which was what happened to Team Saskatchewan in the Richmond Hill game, seems to be carrying over to this game. It'll be something they want to clean up real quick. New Brunswick up 2-0. All right, so Team New Brunswick to start with the ring here in the second quarter. New Brunswick gets it in deep to Saskatchewan's end, but chased there by Watson. Tied up the ring, and that'll be New Brunswick's ring. Shot right on here by New Brunswick, and penalty coming here to New Brunswick. So that'll come all the way down to New Brunswick's end here. Welder with the ring. She slides it over to Colhoun. Colhoun back pass to Welder. Welder. Nice fake shot. Goes inside. Takes it around the far circle. Welder up the middle. Looking for a shot. Pass to Colhoun. Colhoun shot right on into the crest of the New Brunswick goalie. Pressure here coming from Seymour behind the net. On LeBlanc. That's going to get turned over here. Lauren Ottenbright. The defense in with the ring. She'll drop to Welder. Welder right in front to Seymour. Pass almost received right in front. Here's Welder. Welder's going to shoot. Good save by the goaltender here for New Brunswick. 5-second violation there. Quick count. For those at home watching, the referee starts the 5 count as soon as the ring enters the crease. The goalie doesn't have to pick it up before they start counting. The count will start as soon as it enters the crease. All right, Ottenbright out there with Kozan and Wasakase. Wasakase loses possession of the ring. Tries to get it across. Ottenbright will pick it up. She'll skate it into the zone. Good defensive triangle here being played by New Brunswick. Pick being set. Here's Ottenbright. Gets checked off the ring. Gets knocked down. No call on the play. Saskatchewan right on the ring here. Get it in deep. Kozan's got some wheels. She's going to chase after it. Good pressure being put on there by Macy Kozan.
Good pressure, girls.
New Brunswick able to get it into the neutral zone. However, only 9 seconds left on the shot clock. The Brunswick player turns right into trouble and is met right by Colhoun, and a good turnover there. Colhoun. So that's going to be a 4-in, I believe, on New Brunswick, which will give Team Saskatchewan possession at center ice. Mokry. Intended for Welder. She's going to try and come out with it. Battle behind the boards, and Welder does a good job of fighting through that one. Here's Checkett into his skate. 6 on the shot clock. Welder's going to want to try and get it on net. 3 seconds. And New Brunswick there was in the crease. Welder slides it over to Maurer. Back pass to Welder. Welder tries to get inside, tries to shove it over to Maurer. Maurer's able to pick it up, but she's checked off the ring, and Cheke will chase it. Cheke gets knocked down, and that'll be a penalty here to New Brunswick. So Seymour out there now with Kozan and Colhoun. And Macy, I think, went into the circle on the pass. Nice chase by Kozan, nice pickoff. Here's Macy. Macy slides it across to Seymour. Seymour on the sideboards, gives it to Colhoun. Colhoun gets inside. She's going to pass. Nice pass, nice backhand from Kozan, and a nice save by the goaltender for New Brunswick. More good checking there shown by Macy Kozan behind the net. Up to Seymour. Seymour to Colhoun. Back over to Seymour. Colhoun's making a line change, so Ainsley will skate it around and wait for her other line mates to come on the ice. 10 on the shot clock here. Seymour spins. Gets knocked down. Little frustration there from Seymour. In behind the net. Good pressure there by Wasacase behind the net. That's Stewart to Melanson. Support pass across. Check from Seymour on Richard. Good pressure here in the neutral zone by Team Saskatchewan. Watson able to pick it up with some speed. 27 seconds left in the penalty to New Brunswick. Pass off the mark intended for Maurer. Braley Wasacase battling for it. Nice battle, and she'll come up with it. Wasacase over to Maurer. Maurer able to get it over to Wasacase. Backhand, nice save. The goaltender for New Brunswick. Drops it down behind the net, pressured by Maurer and Wasacase. Excellent turnover here for Team Saskatchewan. They get the reset Over to Ottenbreit. Ottenbreit had all the time in the world to shoot, just didn't pull the trigger. Good hustle back, though, by Ottenbreit to pick it up. She falls. That's going to be both sides here. Pickering, she barrels her way through a check, and too much mustard on that pass. It's turned over. LeBlanc waits. There's support coming there. Nice check. Scramble for the ring. Welder comes out with it. Penalty coming here to New Brunswick. Nola skates into the bench and will send in a fourth attacker. Not before we turn it over. So I feel like maybe Saskatchewan playing a little tense here. All the games are important, obviously. At this point, these teams have to win to stay alive, so a win is going to be key here for both teams. .410 left here in the period. 2-minute power play for Team Saskatchewan. Colhoun across to Cheke. Cheke over to Welder. She can't stab it. She hustles back and grabs it. Over to Cheke. Cheke's going to come in and unwind. Oh, Neela tries to shove a backhand up, and Welder couldn't pick up the ring off the glass. Intercepted here by Mokri. Mokri having a look at her options. Tries Welder. A flippy pass in. Welder over to Cheke. Cheke going to look to pass across to Colhoun. That's going to get outside the Ringette line. But good hustle by Colhoun to try and get it back. Here's Cheke. Some great pressure here. The score is 2-0, but Saskatchewan definitely with some good pressure. A marketable improvement from the first period for Team Saskatchewan. Cheke unable to touch it as it crossed the line after she had touched it. They'll pin the New Brunswick player on the boards. Cheke unable to stab it, and Price comes up with it. 2:53 left here in the second quarter. Most of the action has been down in New Brunswick's end this period, just Team Saskatchewan unable to capitalize. Drop pass here for 57. She gets a touch inside and was in the crease. No goal. Team Saskatchewan there weren't, I think they assumed there was a goal, and a couple of players just started skating to the bench, not noticing that the goal had been waved off. So smart play by Nola just to hold on to it because she didn't have any support there. This is Mellinson, 57. Nice pass in front, outside the Ringette line. LeBlanc shot right on and saved by Niekamp. Niekamp up to Ottenbreit. Ottenbreit, short pass into Seymour. She'll cycle it around. Pass option down low. Macy Kozan with a beautiful fake there. And the pass from Seymour. Nice job there by Macy. Freezes the goalie and puts Saskatchewan on the board. This, I'm not familiar. I recognize a lot of the names on the New Brunswick team. This Saskatchewan team, a heavy first-year team. There's only 5 returning players from the 16 AA team last year, so a young team, so lots of new experiences for this team, and they're performing well, as is New Brunswick. Pickering up to Ottenbreit. A little more pep already in Saskatchewan's step. Seymour hands it off to Colhoun, and she hands off for a line change. Ottenbreit still out there, 10 seconds on the shot clock. turn, fire, reset. Pass across. Mauer's going to look to pass. That was a great looking pass there to Wasakase, but great defensive recognition by New Brunswick to pick that pass off. Wide open is Cheke on the other side. Oh, she can't stabs it. Stabs it. Mokri will skate it and hand it off to Mauer. Here's Mauer. Down to Cheke. Cheke tries to get the shot off and gets the reset. Nice check by Lauren in behind the net. Tied up, and New Brunswick able to get it out. That will slide into the goalie's crease. New Brunswick pressured again here by Wasakase. That 2-on-4 check here. Working for Saskatchewan. After a long weekend, the girls are probably just bushed. But they're showing all their grit, as is New Brunswick. This game not as fast-paced, I would believe, as our first game against them. Obviously, just as I had mentioned, with the long week ahead, the players starting to show some wear. Wasakase gets knocked down in front. Cheke gets a shot on and a nice save by the goaltender. New Brunswick, shot clock. Oh, there's only 3 seconds left in the period, that's why. And that'll do it for the second quarter, where Saskatchewan seemed to have owned that period. Whereas New Brunswick seemed to take control of the first, so we're into the second. All right, so some halftime instruction being given from the coaches. Update from the game across the way, Edmonton versus West Ottawa. Looks like it's all tied up at 2 at the start of the fourth quarter. And on your screen now, we got the third quarter action between Saskatchewan and New Brunswick. If you're just tuning in, Team Saskatchewan in the green and New Brunswick in the white. Shots here for the first 2 quarters have Saskatchewan up 14-8. I get my shot updates from one of our goalie dads, as most goalie dads probably would do. If you're a goalie dad out there, I'm sure. Nice pick by Seymour. Shot, oh, by Colhoun. That's just off a body. Here's Seymour with a shot into the legs. Nice block. Seymour tried to force a pass through. Reset. Oh, they got the reset. Not sure. Seymour saw the clock. Threw it at the net. New Brunswick into the neutral zone. Pass up. Intercepted by Pickering. Pickering off the board. Seymour will pick that up and slide it up to Welder. Here comes Welder. Line changes happening here. Welder sees a seam. She's going to take it. Takes a shot and rips one. Top corner on the far side. I thought she was going to shoot the first pump, but she held on to it for one more stride and took a shot, and it was right on the mark. So we're all knotted up at 2 on a goal from number 8, Davia Welder. If you're paying attention to the Facebook page for the Ringette Championships, you would have seen Davia got the Gatorade Power Player Award. So we were super happy for Davia to receive that recognition. Now, here comes New Brunswick. They're going to look to answer back. Some pressure coming New Brunswick's way. Mokri shot one up into the neutral zone, and Wasakage just couldn't stab it. So that'll be New Brunswick ring, I believe. New Brunswick into the offensive end, pressured by Mokri. Mokri goes in. Out there with Ottenbreit. Ross in a battle right in front with her player. Good pass across. The New Brunswick player leaped to get out of the way. That would have been a good screen. The captain for New Brunswick passed right in front. Shot right on, and it's just to Nola's left. She's going to grab it and get it out to Ottenbreit. Ottenbreit, hooked up by the player. Just misdirected that pass. Nice defense by New Brunswick, and a tricky little shot for Nola to stop there. New Brunswick making a line change. Nice challenge there by Ottenbreit. She's got to get back into position. Good check by Ottenbreit there. Gate picks it up. Mokri, board pass. Up to Ross. Cheke to Ottenbreit. Ottenbreit's going to have a chance here. Nice pass down low and off the post and in. What a great recognition there by Ottenbreit to get it over to Maurer. And a much needed goal, in my opinion, from Paige. Paige, again, one of our first year players. A lot of the first year players from Team Saskatchewan played for the U14 AA Rush last year, which actually they won the Western Canadian Championships. So although they're all most of them are first year players, no lack of skill and experience. I wish I knew more about the New Brunswick team, to be honest. I'm sorry I'm not providing cool little tidbits of information about New Brunswick, but a very skilled team in their own right. I believe New Brunswick in the 16 division have a recent national championship. It was either the 16s or the 19s that won the Canadian National Championship, if I'm not mistaken. So some very good Ringette players coming out of New Brunswick. Speaking of which, here comes New Brunswick on the attack now. Pass intended in front. Cheke's got to get back into position. Nice check at the line, stolen by Cheke. Maurer able to get it, and one of their players fall. Lead pass could go up to Cheke. And New Brunswick now. That pass picked off by Avery, but she's pressured right away. Here's Welder. Makes a move for it. Oh, that's going to be a penalty to Welder. All right, so an advantage here for New Brunswick. Some of their top guns out there. I know that Wall is a fairly prolific scorer. So we'll see. New Brunswick can add another goal here. 6:02 left in the third quarter. Drop pass to Wall, over to Mellinson. Shot right on, saved by Niekamp, and they gather up the rebound with the reset. Good pressure being put on by the center. Pass over to LeBlanc. Here's LeBlanc. She cuts in. Nice move by LeBlanc and a good save by Niekamp. She's not sure where it is, so she'll just sit there and hold on to it. I have an affinity for that little number 2, LeBlanc, because she's the same number as my daughter, and they're both around the same size. Speedy little number 2s seem to come in bunches. The U19 Team Saskatchewan team will be competing tonight at 8 o'clock. New Brunswick now with some speed across the top. Nice drop pass to Robichaud. Nice back pass. And what a goal there. Beautiful goal by New Brunswick. Well drawn up play. I love those back passes. To get those passes on the mark is obviously just a skill in its own, and on full display here by New Brunswick. Ring fired into New Brunswick end. Kozan, we're all tied up at 3. She's forced outside the ringette line. Kozan to Ottenbreit. Ottenbreit's going to shoot. Nice save by the New Brunswick goalie. Knocked down here by Ottenbreit. She's having a hard time corralling it up. She gets it. Oh, what a great save by the goaltender for New Brunswick. Robs Ottenbreit of a goal. What a display. Seymour shoots it on the net. She's going to hustle in behind and check. Outlet pass. Up into the neutral zone. That's LeBlanc. Nice positioning here by Ottenbreit. Nice attempt by Kozan to pick it off. Picked up by Duron. Seymour's got it. Slides one up to Watson. Oh, Watson to Seymour. Almost went over both lines there. Back to Seymour. Seymour. Slow play on this here while a line change happens. Here's Colhoun. Colhoun with a drive. Misses the net. Cheke tries to get a reset. That's just over the net. Maurer now gets it on net. Gets the reset, but gathered up by New Brunswick. New Brunswick into the neutral zone. This is Price. Nice attempt there. Nice pick off by Ottenbreit. Wasakase just off her stick. She'll spin the other way. Look for support across. Intended there for Watson, and Cheke's going to pick it up. She slides it over to Wasakase. Wasakase sees some daylight. Nice shot and a nice save into the armpit of the goalie. That was a long 5 count. On the sideboards here. Battles happening. That gets out into the middle. New Brunswick now has numbers coming the other way. Into the corner here, New Brunswick. Pickering gets back into position. Nice pass across to LeBlanc. Oh, she just not able to receive. Cheke's got it. Up into the neutral zone here for Welder. Welder with speed, spins across, gets it up to Colhoun. She'll cut inside. Far shot, nice save. Colhoun, good job to pick it back up. Her sister Priya will head in with the ring. 2:33 left in the third quarter. Colhoun still has it. Nice fake. She's going to look for a shot. Priya's got a good shot. Oh, nice save. Kozan knocked down. Great job here by Macy. Gets knocked down, but gets back up to maintain possession over to Neela. Colhoun with a blast. Nice save. Good pressure here from Saskatchewan. That'll go across 2 lines, and Ross will chase after it. Brenna gets tied up. That'll be a penalty coming here to New Brunswick. Saskatchewan's just going to want to possess the ring here and try and get 4 in. But nice back check here by New Brunswick to not allow that to happen. All right. 3-3 is the score. 1:45 left here in the third quarter. Update from across the rink here. Minute 43 left in that game. The score is still 2-2. Edmonton versus West Ottawa. Here's Seymour. Out there with Ottenbright and Wasakis. Seymour, low pick. Pass out in front to Wasakis. Oh, just not able to receive that pass, and they send it into the neutral zone. A minute 30 left. Ross up to Seymour. Slowing things down a bit here is Seymour. She fakes the drop. Gets it down on the post. Oh, what a great save. The goaltender here for New Brunswick just having a peach of a game. Here's Wasakis, a low pick set by Ottenbright. I think Wasakis tried to hit Ottenbright in front, but right into the crease. Seymour's got it. Surveying the ice. Throws it up to Wasakis. Almost intercepted, but Wasakis will pick it up. Wasakis going in on a drive. Ideally, maybe would have wanted to carry it behind the ring and set something up, but Ottenbright working hard here behind the net. Ottenbright. Post pass down low. Nice shot there by Wasakis. Through the 5-hole. And Saskatchewan goes up 4-3. Great job for you youngsters watching at home. The shots don't always have to be high. Oftentimes those low shots, especially in tight where the goalie's right in front of you, they have to react quickly. Really able to get a good whip on her shot and put it past the goaltender. Here's LeBlanc. And New Brunswick in on the attack right away. So Wasakis from Mauer and Ottenbright on the 4th goal. That gets right in front. Lauren Ottenbright battling, bats it over in the corner. She'll just send it up into the neutral zone. That's Welder. Welder gets it in, and that's the end of the third quarter. All right, so a fairly even-paced period there. Wasakis with the go-ahead goal for Saskatchewan. Big thanks to all the sponsors involved in the Canadian Ringette Championships. Government of Canada, Ringette. Athena Ringette. Government of Ontario. ISI Live, a streaming service for female sports. In particular, they do stream quite a bit of female sports, so a great opportunity to tune in to some female sporting action, like Ringette and others. Thanks everyone that's watching from home. Big thanks to the refs, all the coaches, all the parents, putting in the time and effort, the dedication to Ringette. The game is far from over here, folks. 10 more minutes of play in this consolation side game. Coughlin had to get that one away before a 5-second count at center. So at the center ice free pass, the players have 5 seconds to release the ring and get it out of the center ice circle. Nice interception. Up to Welder. Welder, she gets hauled down. That bounces up onto the blue line. Mauer just can't stab it. Good pressure. Forces New Brunswick to go back into their own zone. Picked off here by Ross. Ross And move it up the ice. Short pass into Welder. Welder, cross ice pass to Maurer. One of our goal scorers from today's game. Here's, oh, nice one-timer shot by Davia Welder. Here's Welder. Oh, just couldn't stab the pass. Nice sharp pass from Maurer to Welder. Nice pressure by Pickering on the neutral zone pass. Welder gonna blast her way through, gets it over to Colhoun with a backhand shiver. Good coverage here by Colhoun. Colhoun, one of our second-year U16 players. She competed in the Canadian National Championships last year as well. Price goes over both lines. Colhoun takes a bump and falls. Seymour speeds into the corner. Pickering and Seymour both battling for the ring. The snow building up again by the benches as it always does. So the players want to make sure, should they be passing on the board side, that those passes are crisp. I didn't catch the result of the game across the way. It looks like it might be over. Here's Wall, nice pass across. LeBlanc to Melanson. Melanson's got some free time, but nice defensive checking there by Team Saskatchewan. Down to Colhoun. Colhoun with a head of steam. Into the middle. Intended for Kozan. Kozan headed the other way. Here's Stewart with some speed. Sends it through. Kozan will pick it back up. She's going to trap herself on the boards, but gets away. Here's Ottenbright. Ottenbright's going to get it up to Colhoun and has Seymour on the far side. Colhoun tries a backhand. It's deflected into the corner. Seymour drops for Ottenbright and heads off for a line change. Tor and Ottenbright, one of our first years. Wasakase tries for another drive, and that was blocked. Nice defense here by Team Saskatchewan. That creates a turnover. All right, Team Saskatchewan here with the ring. Drop pass to Wasakase. Wasakase still with it. Gets checked off the ring, but then shoots into a skate. Oh, and that goes in. Oh, I didn't even see what happened there. I can watch the replay here from the cameraman. Looks like Maurer was able to get a shot away, and that trickles in. All right, 5-3 is the score. Game far from over. Lots of time left for New Brunswick to make a comeback. In the game that was across the way here at the Edmonton Edge over the West Ottawa Wild by a score of 4-2. Oh, a pass force from Colhoun up into Wasakase, I believe that was. That's picked off by New Brunswick. Pickering, nice defensive play there. Tied up along the boards, and that'll be goalie Rink. Niekamp delays and gets it to Colhoun. Colhoun cuts into the middle. Swerves her way through, still looking for a pass. Gets a short one here to Welder. Welder gets it into the New Brunswick end, and Cheke's chasing that. Nice check by Cheke. We call her Check and Cheke back home. Welder, pass across on the attempt. Colhoun tried to shoot it through, hit a leg. Here's Cheke gonna chase after it. Now 5:28 left. Good pressure again by Team Saskatchewan. Nice opportunity here for LeBlanc. Can she sneak through? Nice drop pass. Oh, a nice stick in a lane there by Neela Colhoun. Good defensive game being played here for Neela. Here's Melanson, 57. Now, New Brunswick. Gonna look for some proper angles of attack here. Try and spread out the defense and look for an optimum shot. 8 on the shot clock. They get a reset shot on, and Nola picks that up, drops it for Ottenbreit. Ottenbreit pressured right away, and her cousin, Lauren Ottenbreit, will pick it up. She's checked right away. Up to Seymour. Seymour weaves her way out of trouble, gets a support pass across the ice. This is Torin Ottenbreit. Clock management going to be important here. Not that Team Saskatchewan doesn't want to relieve any pressure, but to keep it going. Nice save by the New Brunswick goaltender, number 31. Ross able to interrupt that pass. Kozan loses her balance and just throws it into the New Brunswick end. Ross with a little pressure. Nice neutral zone pressure here. Picked up here. Nice job by Cheke just to throw it into New Brunswick end to relieve a little bit of pressure. 3:43 left. Here's LeBlanc. Here's an opportunity. LeBlanc holds on to it while they try and set up an offensive attack. The line changes are being made. Good pressure there by Cheke. She falls. LeBlanc back with it. Shot high and over the net. That got caught up on the back of the net, and that'll be Saskatchewan Rink. Niekamp. Nice hold and fake. Oh, intercepted there. Great play by 77 LeBlanc. All right, goalie pulled. We have 4 in. So New Brunswick looking to get the extra attacker in. 3 minutes left. Try and narrow the lead. Some good ring movement here by New Brunswick. The defense for Saskatchewan, got to be careful not to get too spread apart. 5 seconds on the shot clock. That was blocked. Picked up here by Ross, and she'll head out with some speed. Nice shot. There we go. Empty net goal. 2 on the day for Mauer. Kirkpatrick just couldn't get back into the net in time. Those are always tough when you're pulling the goalie. If there's an unexpected turnover and the other team gains possession and they're able to get a shot, makes it pretty tough for the goalie to get back in the net. Tough one for the coaches too, because they got to constantly be watching for that 4th attacker to make sure they're out of the zone before the goalie comes onto the ice. So with the score 6-3 now, there's 2:38 left in the 4th quarter. And we'll see some pretty intense pressure here is my guess now from New Brunswick. Might see the goalie pulled again. Good defense by Team Saskatchewan. And they're calling their goaltender in. So they'll wait for the goalie to get in the bench and send in the 4th attacker, and that's a LeBlanc. Pass across to 19, LeBlanc. She's got to get a shot on just wide. Picked up by LeBlanc. And a 5 count on Niekamp. Here's New Brunswick now. Nice stick in a lane there by Ottenbright. Able to get it up for Seymour. Challenged right away. But in comes Ottenbright for support. Yeah, those passes on the board's tough for the receiver of the pass to pick up and move, especially when you get two players on the ring like that. Robichaud. Ottenbright playing D. Goalie is in. Fourth attacker is LeBlanc again. Nice pass in front and a shot. And there's a goal. Nice special teams goal there for New Brunswick. Great resilience being shown and nice special teams play here from Team New Brunswick. And a timeout, I think, is being called by Team Saskatchewan. So my guess on the messaging will be for Team Saskatchewan from the coaches to control the ring in New Brunswick's end, use all 30 seconds of that shot clock because the opposing message is likely going to be constant pressure. So you'll see New Brunswick chasing after the ring, 2, 3 on in some cases, and then you'll likely see Team Saskatchewan doing a lot of L support, maybe some, for those that are unfamiliar, if you have 3 in the zone, spread your team out in an L formation and just move that ring around, carry it if you can. Smart passing and just try and kill as much time as you can. Saskatchewan's own Neil Stang running the shot clock here for us. One of the many volunteers here for our event. Neil, prominent figure in Saskatchewan Ringette. He and his wife, both very active in the Ringette community in Saskatchewan. Pressure coming here from Team Saskatchewan. There's 1:12 left. Picked up at the line. Welder's going to grab that. She's going to go in. Nice check by LeBlanc. Passing behind the net. Colhoun, like I said, you'll see the white jerseys chasing. And this passing back and forth being done by Saskatchewan to just possess the ring and take as much time off the clock as possible. So 44 seconds left in the game, 5 on the shot clock. New Brunswick now. They'll battle right to the end. Into the neutral zone, picked up by Robichaud, 30 seconds left. Here comes an attack. Nice save by Niekamp. That wiggles on the inside the crease. Penalty coming? Delay of game? Okay. So 22 seconds left, a 2-minute penalty. 4 attackers in for New Brunswick. That shot was kicked away. I had to listen to the penalty call to make sure I got it right. Here's Price, sails one over the net, 8 seconds left, and that should almost all about do it here for this game for Team Saskatchewan. They'll be moving on to the consolation side. I believe our game is tomorrow at 9 o'clock, and cheers erupt from the Saskatchewan fans as they come back to defeat Team New Brunswick in their second meeting. And for all those watching at home, thanks for tuning in. And we'll see you in the next one.